Hello, everybody. Captain Valen here. Welcome back, and thanks for showing up. Today, we're going to talk about Goblin Slayer. And first, I want to start off by asking you a question. What do you think you'd be in the world of Goblin Slayer? Answer in the comments below. Shoot me a line on Twitter. I'll put that up in the bottom. Yeah, we'll make a conversation out of it. But first and foremost, the first episode, let's get that out of the way. Yes, there was some crazy over-the-top things, but they were absolutely necessary to bring the viewer into the harsh realities of the world that they were about to walk into. You know what I mean? From my understanding, that was a tame version of what could have been shown. So, yeah. And, I mean, it's absolutely horrible. Obviously, there's nothing to it. But it sets the tone and the pace for what I've seen so far. I've seen up to episode 5. I think that's what there is right now. But man, the show's amazing, and it's set in this D&D-esque world where there's magic, but there's components and things like that. And I absolutely love it because I'm a huge D&D fan. So watching this dude who's like goblins, goblin. You know what I mean? About everything kind of is really, really, it's more or less fun because as a player, I would avoid goblins. Like, I don't want to fight that. Give me something better. And here's this dude who's apparently like a monster, and he just kills goblins. He does it very well, but that's all he does. And I love it. I love that they introduced like a party to it with the ranger who lost her a little bit, which I thought was pretty great. I love the lizard folk who's going to be a dragon. I love that totem dude with the little skeletons he comes out. That was dope. Like, I really like that druid-esque feel that you get from him, where he's fighting with like bone weapons that he summons and like that. Like, it's fantastic. And you get the clerical druid guy, kind of earthy, magey, what have you. Like, it's fantastic. The whole thing works together so well. And of course the priestess with her protection and her healing, and the whole thing comes together so well, and it's telling a really, really fun story so far. And I know it's just getting to like just the tip of it. It's like just the tip of the iceberg, but I really, really feel like it's a great start to an anime. Like, I know it's a popular manga one-shot series or whatever they're called, but it can't be a one-shot, but you know what I mean. I really like that they kind of pseudo-explain the character very quickly, and they're like, yeah, he has every reason to hate goblins, keep it moving. And they don't like dwell on it, they don't make it this crazy thing, at least not yet. And they kind of focus on what he's doing now to deal with it. And that's constantly killing goblins at every possible turn, to the point that he doesn't take off his armor. He checks traps every day. Like, the dude is on his goblin killing grind 24/7. And I really think that's not the most unhealthy way to deal with what he went through. I want to talk about the dragon dude a little more. I like kind of the bestial way that he's presented, but also the way he loves cheese. Like, I've never identified with a character more. And I was like, yeah. And then they're sitting there roasting it over fire, and I'm like, take me to there. I like the ranger chick. She's pretty dope. She's the one that kind of gives you the feeling that people don't see this very often. While, yeah, she's a hardened adventurer who's pretty old. When she saw what was happening and that it was happening to another elf, she lost her stuff. She was throwing up. She was like stabbing things repeatedly, getting it over with, and it was a bad scene for her in general. Everybody else was kind of focused on everything, while she was just kind of stabbing away at one dude, and that's unacceptable in that situation. Yeah, and then comes the dwarf. The dwarf dude is super dope. He's just drunk and spews booze all the time, like, and those rock, I almost said jutsu because it's close to it, but that rock magic he was doing was pretty fly, and I can't wait to see what else he does. I don't assume that he's a one-trick pony. And the priestess and dragon hunter and goblin hunter are absolutely that like quintessential priest and knight pair that you get in things. Like, it almost reminds me of a Fire Emblem game when you get priest or priestess. There's always usually somebody with them that's designated to keep them alive. So there's that. But all in all, I'm really happy with where it's going. Some of where it's been has been atrocious, but that's setting the pace and the groundwork for things to come. Like, that's just all there is to it. So yeah, this has been Captain Valen talking a little bit about Goblin Slayer. If you like what you heard, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you leave me a message, I'll be sure to get back to you. If you have anything you'd like to hear me rant about, give a conversation, let's do it. All right? This has been Captain Valen. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.